1. Got it. All right. I think it's the blue line is getting across. Okay, we're live as I'm squinting into the camera. All right, welcome you guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We are here today with our 2023 Full Circle Coaching's 2023 Athlete of the Year, Richie Gantisky. Welcome, Richie.
Thank you, Coach Aaron.
We missed you at the swim today.
I know, I was like, I needed a rest after all the testing of the week. So,
I figured, and you made it to the pool Wednesday, so I was like, yeah, okay, I'll let him take a break. I'll tell you, it was absolutely gorgeous in the water today. But why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Let us know what you do for a living, all that good
sure.
stuff.
Well, again, my name is Richie Gantisky, and I'm an attorney. I've been at my law firm here for about 13 years, here in Miami in Coconut Grove. And I've really started going into athletics more about a year before I joined the firm. That was when I did my first half marathon. And since then, I've been doing mostly running, but I got more into triathlons since I joined Full Circle last year.
Yeah, so cool. So we met, you joined us last December for Bring a Buddy Week. Do you remember? You were my buddy. You were my buddy.
Yes,
Right.
I
So I
remember that.
think,
Yeah.
how did you find us? I don't remember how that worked.
Well, I think I had seen you in one of the information sessions
Oh, at a
for
rate.
the triathlons,
Okay, cool.
local triathlons.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw uh, the Full Circle website and I contacted you for that. So,
Yeah, and it was just good timing that we had the Bring a Buddy week where we invite athletes to come join us for a free week of training. And you showed up to pretty much every session. I do remember that, right?
yeah. I
So
liked it. I remember the first session was actually in Key Biscayne in the ocean. So
yeah, exactly. We swam in the ocean together.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. So you're a runner. And how many triathlons had you done at that point since before December of last year?
Um, I don't know, maybe over 10 years I've done like maybe like once a year, like 10 around.
Okay,
So,
around 10
but
sports and
yeah,
Olympics, right?
mostly like sprints and Olympics. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And so what you did you came to the buddy week and what
Uh-huh.
inspired you to like go a little bit more serious into triathlon? What was your reasoning?
Um, well, I remember when I had done triathlons about 10 years ago that I was in very good shape.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of replicate that with Full Circle,
Yeah,
to
just
really
get
get in
back to
good shape.
top fitness. Yeah.
Yeah, top
In
fitness.
all three sports. But you had been keeping on going. You told me you did so many 13.1s, half marathons. How many half marathons have you done?
Actually, I counted yesterday, or not yesterday, but like last week. I think like 45.
Sheesh, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool. So it was time to add the bike and the swim back to your routine. And so you
yeah.
decided to join Triathlon Transformation. So we started with the 4-month program, the
Yes.
beginning of 2024, and we just got right to work with all your evaluations and nutrition, right? Nutrition,
Yes.
lifestyle, that was a big part of my program. And I just want to commend you because I feel like you really, really implemented a lot of the nutrition and lifestyle coaching just to help support all the training, right? Would you say that's accurate?
No, definitely. I mean, I had been eating mostly oatmeal, for example, for breakfast every morning, thinking that was
Yeah.
like the best thing ever, but it really wasn't. So I switched to like sweet potatoes and like a little bit more whole foods instead of processed foods. And I feel a lot better since then. So
Yeah, and we changed up your nutrition and your sports nutrition, especially like just helping you get a good combination of fats, carbs, and proteins. And
yeah.
then you also, were really adamant about making some changes to your toothpaste and your that
Oh
kind of
yeah.
thing where, people don't really pay attention to those things. And that's a big part of my program is paying attention to the toxins that we're exposed to on a daily basis. Because believe it or not, there's some things we can't control, but your toothpaste, what you put in your mouth, what you put on your body, what you put on your hair is all within your control. And I know you made some changes with my suggestions as well, just to help clean up your environment, right?
Yeah, definitely. I changed, for example, my deodorant. I changed how I wash my dishes, how I wash my laundry.
Yeah, that's
And
big.
I'm more aware of it now than I didn't really think about it beforehand. So
Right. Yeah, and I just want to commend you because that's a step in the right direction for your longevity. I mean,
yeah,
our track record of our country is not the healthiest in the world, and there's a reason for it. A lot of the chemicals that our country is we're allowed to use, they're banned in other countries around the world. So
mm,
bringing awareness and shining a light on that is really important to me because it helped me heal so much. And I don't know, do you feel like your health was a little bit better this year, maybe?
definitely better. I
Yeah.
haven't, I don't think I felt this good since I was like 18.
Wow. Oh my God, that's amazing. I'm so proud
Yeah,
of you.
yeah.
Yeah, so let's get into the details about triathlon. So we did all your swim video analysis, your bike testing, your run
Uh-huh.
testing. You did get a new bike as well, I think, right?
No, I still had my old bike, but I'm
You,
thinking of getting a new one pretty
okay,
soon.
so you kept your bike, but you got the power meter. Did you have a power meter
I
before?
didn't have a power meter before,
Right.
but I added that. That's a new
Yeah.
one.
And
Yeah.
that was a game changer. I think we got like 15 or 20 watts, last year on your FTP. And I know you're looking to break 200 for the FTP. I know you were able to break 200 on your 8-minute tests, but I know this year your goal is to get over 200 for your FTP, right? You're so close.
Yes, very close, I'm
You're like
sure.
at 187. So yeah, it's totally possible. But let's talk about your swim, anything that you want to share about how we did things, how we helped you improve, because your numbers definitely came down. I know you didn't improve from your last test in the fall, but from the very first in the beginning of last year,
Yeah.
you have improved, I think, by almost 45 seconds on your CSS or your critical swim speed. Would you say I don't remember. Do you remember the exact times?
I think I improved by like, I don't know exactly, maybe like 15 seconds on on the 400.
For the pacing. I think it
Yeah.
was like 3:45 and not, oh no, that was for the 400 foot. I think you were down up closer to 7 and
Yeah.
now you're down at 6. What did we get yesterday?
It was like 17 or something. I don't
Okay,
remember.
yeah, I remembered it being more like 30 seconds. So that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. But I think what was key about the swim is before um, my technique was I would breathe on alternate sides.
right, every
And by
three
the end
strokes.
of the swim, I'd be like dizzy, and I didn't really know why that was.
Yeah.
So now that I only breathe on one side, I spend less energy, I go faster, and I'm not dizzy at the end. So
Yeah, so let me clarify that because it's a little there's a little misconception there. So we recommend at Full Circle Coaching that you learn how to breathe every right. So every 2 strokes. So breathe, don't breathe, and or every left, as opposed to breathing every 3 strokes that
right.
a lot of swimmers do. And when you go to, as growing up as kid, most coaches like you just to breathe every 3 strokes. But for me, as a triathlete, we never want to get into a place of being hypoxic, right?
Yeah,
So by going a 3 stroke, going 3 strokes without taking a breath, you can tend to get a little bit hypoxic, especially if you didn't grow up as a swimmer, right? You don't have that,
yeah,
natural instinct to go that long without taking a breath. The other thing that it really helps with is you get more oxygen coming into your brain. You can actually think about your technique more.
yeah,
So you can actually think, okay, well, I'm getting the air in regularly. So I can think, okay, are my hands wide enough when I enter the water? Am I kicking with straight legs? Are my feet breaking the surface? Am I getting on my side? There's all these things that you can think about now that you have the oxygen coming in on a regular basis. But we do definitely recommend being able to breathe on just as good on the right and the left, right?
yeah,
I think that's where you've really, really improved. I mean, your stroke count in the pool we got it down to less than 20, after I
yeah.
know when we first started working. And the big thing we're still working on is those straight legs, right?
Yes. That comes from running so much.
Yeah, you have a lot of muscle memory in that bent knee, using your hamstrings to propel you. And as
Mhm.
a human, not many humans, unless they're swimmers, are strong with straight legs, right? So it is something to consider all the strength training that we do at our classes, face down, flutter kick, face up, flutter kick, and also stretching, right? Opening up
Uh-huh.
those hip flexors is going to be the big game changer to improve that kick. But yeah, you've
Yeah.
come along, right? And also I feel like you, um, I just remember one of the tests, I mean, one of the races, I was blown away because I think you had an average pace of like 150 per 100. It was like one of the, I think it was the trilogy or something in October or November. I mean, excuse me, in September. Do you remember which one
Probably,
it
I
was?
think that's when I got the PR in my
Yeah.
sprint
Yeah.
marathon.
It was a
Yeah.
sprint then, I guess. But I was like, whoa, Richie broke 2 minutes per 100. That's huge in a race
Yeah.
setting. No wetsuit. You had no wetsuit on. Yeah, and so that's like a big milestone that a lot of swimmers want to get to. They want to get under that 2 minute per 100 pace. So even in a sprint, a 500-yard swim, that's awesome. And
Yeah.
that we're going to carry that into, I know you did Clash. What was your pace at Clash? It was like two, what was it? I think it was like just under two, right?
Yeah. Like on my watch, it was under 2.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's what counts. Yeah, so you were able to do that even for the full the half distance in the half Ironman. So that's awesome
Yeah.
that you've been able to maintain that, right?
Exactly.
So let's talk about your bike.
Yeah. The bike, I think there's been a couple of improvements in my bike. The biggest thing is the group rides. Like I feel a lot more comfortable um, being in the group rides. I didn't have very much experience at all with that before. So, and that has really helped my speed and just being, more comfortable.
Yeah, so you know, to get good as a cyclist, full circle, we believe in doing group ride and solo rides, right? You got to do your
Yeah.
time on the saddle, doing your intervals, doing your power meter rides, you're hitting all those numbers. But having the skill of being comfortable riding with other people makes it more fun.
Yeah.
We like to go out and have a good social group ride where everyone's safe and they understand how to ride the bike safely, not cut people off. It's not a competition in the group ride. So we're all about making you feel comfortable, teaching you how to draft, teaching you how to rotate in a pace line, but also getting a good workout. And I remember you graduated from the C group with me.
Yeah.
I'm always the safety goddess.
Yeah.
And you've graduated to the B, and now you're almost close to the A group, right? As far as speed and being able to maintain that consistency. And I remember when you did your test right before Clash, we were so excited because Dennis was like, "Oh man, he killed his power test." And like I said, got up to 187, and you started down at like I think it was 172. I just looked on your
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of watts in a year to gain. And do you think that the strength training helped with that too?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely the strength training and just being doing more workouts, like whether it's a Saturday group ride or the Thursday morning ride or like all the yoga I do and strength training, that helps a lot to,
That helps.
yeah.
Yeah, and also I forgot you went to camp last year, right?
Yes, it
Ultimate
was a
Trunk.
lot of fun.
Yeah, so tell us about that a little bit because we do have a few spots left. And so if anybody's interested, it's in February 26th to March 3rd, but you came last year. What was that like for you? Because that's a big deal, right?
It was great. I mean, the facilities are great. Like, there's a huge pool at the National Training Center where we swam, and it's good for biking as far as hills, because I think it's pretty much the only place in Florida that has hills, Claremont.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
and I think actually my favorite part was running in the clay trail.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. There's this gorgeous 10-mile loop in the clay trail where there's like orange groves and stuff like that. And it's really quiet out there. It's great.
Yeah.
Even though Claremont is growing as a city, it still has so many great places to ride, swim,
Mhm.
bike, run. We did open water swimming in the lakes there. It is a little chilly, but we had our wetsuits. But yeah, I love camp. I'm so happy you came. And we also included the yoga and the stretching,
Yeah.
the guest speakers, which makes
Yeah.
it a little bit different than just an average training camp. So I think you really up leveled after that camp too. I remember you just having a lot
Definitely.
more confidence.
I think that was like the start of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And definitely all the like meditation, yoga, all the speakers, there were some really good motivational speakers
Yeah.
that made it kind of recovery time between the workouts.
Yeah. So we do a little bit we do a lot of hard work and then we do a lot of hard recovery, right?
Yeah.
How did you was that your first ice bath?
Yes, it was. I remember that. That was very, very cold.
Yeah.
But it
You
was
did
like
it
I
though.
think it
You
was at
did
the end
it.
of the whole camp, so it was worth it.
Yeah, you did it. You were awesome. Okay, cool. And then let's finally talk about your run, because I feel like as a runner, you came to me as a runner. You'd already done whatever, 30 something half marathons. So for me, I was like, I really do believe we could probably still help him in that area, even though he's so experienced at it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got to work on technique right away. We did your testing, we did your video analysis, and there were some things to adjust, as far as your symmetry, right to left, as far as your hips and your feet, right, being more symmetrical, and working on that falling forward and just having even foot strike and pulling your heels back behind you. And so let's say the results. You did another, I think 10, or I don't know how many how many 13.1s did you do this year on
I
top
think
of
I
all the
did.
tries?
I think I did 4 or 5 half marathons last
Yeah.
year,
Yeah, exactly. And I know
and
you got close to your PR, or I don't remember if you got your PR.
I got close to it, very
Yeah.
close. I think the PR I got was like 10 years ago when it was like 45 degrees in Walt Disney, so
Okay.
I
And what
made
was
it
the
a
time? And what was the time of that one?
143, 144, something
And
like
what
that.
we get you to? I think we got to like 148.
147, yeah.
147. Yeah, so you're very close. So this year I predict we're gonna get there. We're
Yeah,
gonna get you. That's my goal for you, is to get to
yeah.
that PR. But you did PR in your 5K.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think the big difference as far as like so far short distances, since I'm starting to wear the zero shoes, mostly in the short distances, I feel it's a lot easier to run with the zero shoes, makes it a lot faster and recovery. I feel less pain running. It feels more smooth and natural.
I'm so happy you shared that, because so many people are just brainwashed by the shoe industry about their Hokas and their Nikes with the huge cushion heels, and the really narrow platforms. And if you guys don't know, I'm a fan of zero drop shoes or this brand Zero. There's a few other brands out there that are starting to pop up, but Ultra with the least amount of cushion, the Escalantes are my favorite too, but the Zeros have zero cushion. Like
Yeah,
XERO is the brand. And we do have an affiliate with them. And it was so great because they gave us a whole box of shoes to try on at camp. And they're going to
yeah.
be with me at camp this year. I have a whole nother box of men's and women's shoes for everybody to try. And I was blown away by how much everybody loved the way they feel. I myself have transitioned to the zero shoes, and I'm running full time in my zeros as well. And the whole idea is that your foot can be a foot because it feels the ground. And for you as an experienced runner to be able to make that transition, it does take a little time to go from the cushion to the flat. And you did that. You took some time to do that.
Hmm.
But to have the better feel, and then to be able to PR at
Yeah,
your 5K using those shoes is totally, in my opinion, proof that those shoes are better, and no injuries, right? You've had no injuries in your running since transitioning to those shoes. So it's
yeah.
physiologically better for your foot to be completely on the ground and be able to feel the ground, to then the rest of your body to respond to the movements that are happening when you run, right? So I'm
No,
super.
definitely. I mean, yeah, I used to get runner's knee a lot,
Oh, wow.
running, and I haven't really had that last year.
Hey.
And I actually did one long distance run with
In
my
them.
zero trail shoes.
Yeah, you told me
And
that. That was awesome.
yeah,
That was in
I got,
California, right?
yeah, I was in Joshua Tree. I got the top 15%, and it just felt really comfortable running in
That's
those
amazing.
trail shoes.
Yeah, those shoes are awesome. I love that brand. I love the guy who developed them, and he's always coming out with new shoes. And I've heard their latest run shoe is like the best they've ever had. Ollie said it's awesome, so I'm looking
Okay,
forward to trying that. Well,
sounds
cool. So
good.
what was your 5K PR? Just so we can tell everybody.
I think it was 23 something. I don't
Yeah, it
remember.
was 23 something, but I can't remember. So congratulations on
Thank you.
all of your success.
Thank you. Thanks so
I
much.
couldn't not award you the athlete of the year, just because I just want to say how grateful I am that you trusted me and my process, because it is different. It
Mhm.
is outside the box. It's not the generic, run of the mill coaching program. And I do ask you to try things to see if they work for you. Not everything works, right? That I
Yeah.
recommend, but we always find a way, right? We always
Mhm.
find a way. If something's not working, then we make an adjustment to get it to work. So I just
Yeah.
want to say thank you so much for trusting me and trusting the process and being willing to be coachable and make some changes, because I think the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, no, thank you, Aaron. It's great to be part of Full Circle, and definitely looking forward to this upcoming year for more successes.
I know. So let's share those goals for 2024. What's your goal? So you did Clash. You
Yeah.
did do your very first 70.3,
Hmm.
and you set a big goal. I think even then you wanted to break 6, right?
Yeah.
Even though I knew that was a big, big goal, maybe for the very first time, I still didn't, say don't have that goal, right?
Yeah.
So what did you end up getting at Clash?
I think it was 6:31, something like that.
631. But how
Yeah.
did you feel?
I felt great. I mean, usually when I do, for example, marathons, I didn't do any last year, but in previous years, there's always something that's like, you know, some not either a minor injury or a minor
And you
not feeling well, but even though the clash was hard, I felt pretty good afterwards.
Right. You were able to handle all the distances of the event itself because of all the training that we did.
Yeah,
But, it is the first time you do a half Ironman, it's a lot. It's a lot of
yeah,
stuff. It's nutrition, it's pacing, it's the course, it was windy, whatever the case is, right? The water was cold. So, I just want to commend you for just keeping, consistent, getting the job done and feeling good across the finish line. And I honestly do believe that the sub 6 is well within reach for you in 2024. So when you're doing it, your goal is for Eagle Man, right?
yeah. Eagle Man in June.
Yeah. So I'm super
Yeah,
excited for you. It's a nice flat course. The water is similar to here. Obviously, it's going to be colder, but there can be sometimes jellyfish, but you're used to that. You did
yeah,
alligator lighthouse swim too last year, right?
yeah. Definitely. There were so many jellyfish, but like after you get stung once or twice, it's like a little um, flea bite. That's
Right.
all it
You
is.
don't even think about it anymore. So
Yeah,
yeah, I looked at your goals and you said maybe you were going to do a 2-person team, but I think you already committed to a 3-person team this year, right?
that's right. That's right with Brett and Jesse. So that
Yeah,
should be
that'll be
fun.
fun. That'll be fun. All right, cool. Well, I'm super excited. So sub 6 in Eagle Man is your next goal, and I cannot wait to see the results when you cross the finish line. Is there anything else you want to share with anybody who might be listening?
Um, well, one thing that was also kind of a breakthrough was um, going to all the team practices early in the morning.
Yeah.
Just having that motivation to go to work out early makes it good for the rest of the day. So
Kind of sets up your day for
yeah,
success.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and having the group there and everybody's kind of in the same mindset. We're all loving triathlon. We all love to swim in the open water. We all love to train and
Mhm.
achieve the goal, and just being around like-minded people, but also getting the feedback from the coaches is an added bonus, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. The technique improvements have been huge on the run. Just trying to, instead of heel strike, not do total butt kicks, but like at least the heel showing, I think you mentioned this, the photographer in the back.
Yeah, so always using your hamstring to run and really pulling your heel behind you so that you can show your whole foot off the ground. If someone was like looking at you, that's
Yeah,
just a great cue you can use to yourself. Say, okay, if someone was running behind me, am I showing my whole foot? Am I picking my
exactly.
foot up off the ground? That means you're using your hamstring, and then also that falling forward piece. And
The
your
lean.
videos are getting better and better every time we record you. So I'm excited for all the progress that you have achieved and all of your success. And like I said, that sub 6 is well within reach in June at Eagle Man.
Sounds good. I mean, I did PRs in my sprint try, my Olympic try, so it's only a matter of time. But well, I'll probably get a PR in the Eagle Man, even if I don't get out sub 6. So
For sure. Yeah.
yeah,
We'll pray for good weather. It's usually pretty good weather at that time of year too.
yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, Richie. Thanks for
Sounds
hanging
good.
out
Thanks,
with us
Aaron.
today. Okay. Have a good one. Bye, you
You too.
guys.
Bye.
Have a great day.